We are still on ICT corporate success stories in Austria with a US background connection. And our next guest that I can welcome here on stage, I can see him already, is Florian Dorfbauer of Dynatrace. Florian is a successful startup founder and Silicon Valley graduate and is going to chat about his experience hiring talent and leaders in the ICT sector here in Austria. Florian is the head of the software development lab here in Vienna of Dynatrace. For the ones who don't know Dynatrace, that's one Austrian unicorn and now New York Stock Exchange listed and the world market leader in software intelligence. Hello, Florian, are you here?
Hello, Michaela. Thanks for having me. I'm very good, very good. Cool. Very interesting fireside chat experience sitting in the meeting room. Good thing.
Well, you have a nice setup there. Pleasure to have you here. I feel like a little bit like on Clubhouse today, you know, people coming off and on the stage, but perfect setting here. So maybe you give a short introduction about yourself and Dynatrace for the audience, and we go from there.
Just a quick correction, we're a unicorn, but we are actually a decacorn. So,
okay.
Okay. But let's get back to that a little bit later. A quick introduction to myself. My name is Flo Dorfbauer. I'm a so-called lab lead within the Dynatrace universe. That's basically someone who takes care of a development lab in Vienna. I'm an entrepreneur by heart. As you said, I'm a Silicon Valley graduate, let's put it this way. I founded a couple of companies. The last one brought me to Silicon Valley. I lived there with my family, returned to Austria, and realized how fast Dynatrace was growing. And I had a couple of conversations, and then the idea was born that Dynatrace, which is originally headquartered from an R&D perspective and from a founder perspective in Linz, should probably open up another lab in Vienna. So here we are. That was a little bit over a year ago. Here we are in the new office at the main railway station in Vienna, 22nd floor. And nice. I'm very happy to be able to have this conversation with you, because it was little here a year ago.
Yeah. So how many people are on board at the moment in the lab in Vienna?
The lab in Vienna is growing very, very nicely. We are now at, I think by the end of March, it's roughly 45.
Wow.
It's growing really, really fast. And in total, in Austria, it's way more, of course.
And what is the focus of the lab here in Vienna?
Yeah, so from an organizational setup, Linz is still, of course, the headquarters with 450 people working there. And we're talking research and development here, right? The entire company is at 2,800 at the moment. And but R&D is historically focused in Austria. And that's because it was founded in Austria. This company was founded in Austria, in Linz. And to support the growth in Linz, we're opening labs in Klagenfurt, for example. It happened in 2017, followed by Graz, followed by Hagenberg, which is a university city north of Linz. Very nice place for the internationals in this call. And Vienna is the latest edition, the newest kid on the block.
And, well, finally also Vienna.
Finally also Vienna, yeah. And good to be here, yeah.
Cool. So, you know, due to your experience, you know, both sides of the pond.
Yes.
The US and Austria, you have enjoyed the two worlds. How does Austria compare to the Silicon Valley in terms of US, you know, business or talent mind? How do you see that?
That's a good question. Of course, I was reflecting a lot when I was in Silicon Valley, and now again. There's no simple answer, right? And It's also hard because I'm not an expert in Silicon Valley. I try to be an expert.
Not anymore. Maybe
Yeah.
your personal impressions.
Yeah, my very personal impression when I look back is that Silicon Valley is a pressure cooker for a lot of different things. And there's so many like-minded people that ideas always find some sort of resonance with someone else. There's a lot of focus due to the pressure cooker. Everything is fast, everything is expensive, and everything has a goal. So focus is key there. And I really enjoyed this pressure cooker for quite some time. In contrast, Vienna is, I mean, I think you're Viennese, Michaela, are you?
Not really. Honestly, I'm Corinthian.
Okay, but you're living in Vienna, right?
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, there are no native Viennese people anyway, so I'm from Upper, living in Vienna for 20 years now. But there's a reason for being the most livable city, or ranked as the most livable city for, I think, 11 years now, or 12, I don't know.
Yeah, 9, 10.
Yeah, from a business perspective, it's not that, it doesn't feel like a pressure cooker, honestly. On the other hand, the core question is, what does a business like Dynatrace really need? And it needs talent, right? It needs leadership. And the industry we are in, and that is cloud monitoring, software intelligence, has very little requirements on the location where people are working on that. And that was shown in the last year in an accelerated way, because all of a sudden, even we were sitting at home. It was not a technical challenge for us because we all had the equipment we needed, but there's no hard requirement to be in Silicon Valley to deliver what we deliver as a value for our customers, right? So the question really is, why would we move to Silicon Valley? And I think that was also the question back when the company was founded.
Yeah.
What's the point? So I think the biggest difference really is is how it feels and what people value. And Vienna is a safe place. You get top talent here. So we have top universities, but we are also very, very attractive to international talent and to international leadership. It's an international city per definition. You can go very, very far in history, and it was international, and it still is now for different reasons.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's more now it's more globalization and not so much the, how do you say, the monarchy anymore. Now it's really sort of also turning into a mixture of everything that the world has to offer. That's really also for me quite an impressive experience because I spent also 7 years in New York City and coming back to Austria and Vienna, I didn't feel a lot of difference. Just the pace was another one.
Exactly. Particularly the real pace of people walking on the sidewalk.
Yeah, sometimes, you know, I'm getting pushy there, but that's another story.
Yeah, I feel you. That's always like small differences.
Yeah.
I think from a business perspective, the question is, where do we find talent? And we're operating a cloud business, right? So what's the point in focusing on in a single place? I have to admit, there was a couple of smart moves before I joined Dynatrace, and that is the entire R&D organization is conveniently located in a single time zone. So we are already internationally organized. There's a big lab in Gdansk in Poland. There's a big lab in Barcelona, but that's all within a normal office hours. You need to stay up long hours. This is an asset everyone enjoys here.
Got it. You started a job at Dynatrace lab in Vienna with the vision to turn it into the best technology employer. How do you reach that goal? What do you need to turn it into reality?
Yeah, luckily, we're not that far away from being that. So it sounds a little bit accent, but I think that it's a lot of work still to do, of course. But what is it the best? So the question is, what does it mean to be the best tech employer? And I have a definition for that which didn't age very well, because it involves two people sitting in a bar, having a conversation, maybe two engineers or two leadership candidates sitting in a bar, having a conversation, and the one says to the other, "Hey, I think I should change my job. I should find a new opportunity. Where do you think I should go?" And the other one should say, "You know what? Number one definitely is Dynatrace in Vienna." So this should feel natural, right?
Okay.
This conversation was when I thought about what it means. That's basically, I want to hear this conversation when I'm in a bar. Oh wait, I want to overhear.
Okay.
Yeah, this is like my bar. But
Okay.
to be a little bit more tangible, we're working in a complex field of cloud monitoring. What does it mean? We're helping our customers such as BMW or Costco in the US or MasterCard or Fuji to operate a digital business model for end-to-end, involving the user on the one hand side and down to the layer where information is stored. So we make sure that everything works smoothly. The software they are using is working smoothly. So this is a complex value we deliver. And for this challenge, we need top talent, and we don't need top talent for 24 months and then they switch to someone else. So attracting and retaining talent is basically the core goal. And to get there, you need to deliver more than some office perks, right? You need to deliver on the cultural side of the equation. You need to be a reliable partner for a very long time for our employees, right? And go ahead.
How does retention work in your company? Because in the US, you have this mindset, especially, you know, in junior positions, that the job hopping is quite, you know, well used. As soon as they get a better contract or any improvement in the contract, they are changing the employer. How does this work in Austria? What are your experiences?
Yeah, we don't have that too. Frankly speaking, we really don't have that. People value the teams they're in, but also they value the leadership which is present, right? And I think one of the key success factors is that the leadership over the last 15 years remained very constant. So the founder of Dynatrace, he's still the CTO, and he's still driving product vision, he's still driving culture, he's very present, and where great leadership has great leadership, so this is contagious, right? And
perfect.
so not that everything comes for free, but this is a prerequisite you want to have when you grow and retain talent. So great leadership. Also, office perks is not enough, but having great offices and great places to work is also a key part of the equation, I have to say. And over the last couple of years, we invested a lot of money in having such great offices, being on par on an international level. And also, this was an award-winning effort. We even won the OFI, I think it's OFI award, so an office award for the best place to work. And it's not only nice to work here, but really designed in a mindful way so that we can meet, that we can change the desk. There are fancy and very well designed office meeting rooms, Zoom rooms these days.
Exactly. So how are the learnings, you know, of hiring staff during a pandemic? How did you master that?
Yeah, you can't learn this at university, so you need to learn while you go.
Yeah.
And waiting for the pandemic to to end was also not an option. So we did our best and we switched gears. There's a lot of Zoom meetings, created a lot of try and fail initiatives, but actually it worked quite well. And so our main focus was on two sides. The one before the pandemic, the one is hiring international talent, and the other one is hiring locally. Locally for us means in Europe, right?
Yeah.
And getting international people to Austria during the pandemic was quite hard. It still is, but it's getting better a little bit. But on this end, and I think this is important and maybe interesting for this round here, we do have a team which is actually doing nothing else than helping international people arriving in Austria, helping them with finding an apartment, connecting them with expat communities, getting them on board. And once they are arriving with the Dynatrace spaceship, it's rather easy because we're an international company anyways in Austria. We have 40 different nationalities, so this is not a problem anymore. But the question was during the pandemic, of course, you need to take what you can. You need to do whatever you can. Interviewing over Zoom.
Yep.
Normally we have taster days where we invite candidates, particularly international candidates. We did that remotely all of a sudden. Getting to know people over Zoom is doable. So we managed to do it, and
got it. In an interview, you said that Dynatrace is a 3-in-1, a startup in the heart, internationally successful and relevant, and using the advantages of the business location Austria. I love that quote. In your view, because I could put that on our homepage, in your view, what are the advantages of the business location Austria? What attracts international to move to Austria? Your experiences, Maybe we touched it a little bit already, but maybe.
Yeah, so let's start on the leadership level. Why should someone, an aspiring leader, move to Austria? And I've seen this a couple of times. Austria has an excellent international reputation, particularly Vienna, with international organizations like the United Nations organization that helps a lot to make a point that this is an international city. And I'm not sure if we are already ranked at a top tier city like New York, but if not, we're very close. That's my feeling. And with this aspiration comes some sort of offering for leaders. The one is that you need the positions, and I think Dynatrace is in a position where we can offer the challenges for these people.